Good evening, everybody. I figured I should go into some depth. So, I got this is Dr. Umar. Whether you like him or don't like him, he's #1 TikTok. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to spend time with this truth. You have to understand, many people out there, when you're in reality in life, they're either going to like you or they're going to hate you. And this game that we play in life, like chess, just like a deck of cards, ladies and gentlemen, it's about opportunity here. So, this book I picked up at Barnes & Noble's, I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen. So it talks about Surrounded by Energy Vampires. Great book. To the author, excellent job. So, I want to just give you some interesting information. Whether you like me or you don't like me, it's based on your opinion. So, there are people out there that till this day despise me in court. They despise me in court because I testified about the truth. I didn't tolerate anyone's abusive behavior. When I was with Michael Suvereau at Parker Wakeman or Robert Cohen at Lum and Bernofsky, I had to testify about fraudulent activity. Now, in the government we're in right now, this book is a perfect example of how the government is just sucking the energy out of you, and you're just going into work and you're not getting any of your money back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get your money back because you're in what I call a limbo situation. Real estate people are going to have problems in the immediate future because there is a thing called a default. Our country is in a crisis right now. The banks do not want to be honest with you. Wells Fargo, Chase, Manhattan Bank, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan or Wealth Financial. Wells Fargo has their version of Wealth Financial Management, etc. Bank of America has their version of their Wealth Financial Management. All of these investment companies, just like the banks that are linked together, you need to separate the insurance company from the banking industry. Meaning that these, when I was in the Belmore Fire Department, I had a friend of mine named Thomas, and he was in the local railroad union. And I told him, as soon as these bank industry people and the insurance merged, it caused a lot of problems. So when I went to take the life and health insurance license, the insurance companies can cover most of the banking costs. But here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen, regarding this topic with sucking out energy in the government. You need to be able to have collateral. So if you own a house and it's $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000, you need to have some security for it. And the banks are not following the chain of command of what the UCC, which is the Universal Commercial Code or Commerce Law, is doing. If you're writing out a check in the mail, ladies and gentlemen, and they're not verifying the mail post office is not doing two things, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, they're not checking to see who exactly is getting the mail. Meaning that every time the post office drops off your mail, there should be some sort of security system set up where a person can't just, a person or a criminal or a scammer can just easily take your mail and walk away. Well, there needs to be accountability for that. So the post office, I'm sorry to say this, ladies and gentlemen, and I did bring this up in court, they need to have accountability. So when the post office has their, training, they should have continual education where the post office becomes vigilant, just like when you become a cashier. The cashiers at these shopping centers, the supermarket, should have continual education, just like a security officer has, or a security guard. Every year, a security guard or a private investigator, they have to take continual educational courses. An attorney has to do it, an accountant has to do it. Why can't these other places start doing that? You really should have programs where you should have education on this matter. And it's the same thing with infectious control with the emergency medical technicians. You really should have a program set up where it should be independent from the government, where it's citizen run, where there's funds allocated, where they have checks and balances in our system. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling you, in regards to what I went through, people in any community can be affected by identity theft. So you need to hold this account. In regards to this matter, regards to things surrounded by energy vampires, there are people that are very toxic. So my suggestion to you is try to find out in your community, not just your community, but your friends, who is a toxic person. You don't want to be around a person that's a hater. People that are haters are toxic people. That's what an energy vampire does. They have hatred. Their body or their spirit is sucked with negative energy, and it affects you as a person. Well, there are certain people out there, ladies and gentlemen, that I've dealt with that are not willing to change. Now, I'm going to say this from a point of view for somebody that's a holy person, or somebody that interacts with your inner Holy Spirit. My inner Holy Spirit says to me that if you're going to walk all over somebody and you're friends with that person, I think you should part ways. You should pray for the person. I'm praying for your lost soul, and walk in the other direction. I had a lot of friends when I was in Europe, and my friends and I had to part ways with certain people in regards to, doing internships or working for certain businesses. Now, in this regards, I'm going to just make this very simple as possible in regards to the thing that I'm going to explain with EMT school and medical school. I think that the EMTs, just like security guards, should not be getting paid minimum wage. I did have a proposal, and I did explain this to workers' comp. I did the very best I could to write a proposal up where they should be getting paid $20 to $30 an hour. I think that this should be done not only in state jobs, but federal jobs as well. So, I'm going to do the very best I can to make certain changes, and in regards to the companies that I'm going to try and build, I'm going to do the very best I can with helping people out that are in cases with identity theft, because Mr. Slater, my person that explained certain things to me with the credit repair, explained that there are people out there that need help, that they're not getting the information given to the public. And that's something that I'm going to try and work on for myself and the companies that I build. So thank you guys. Have a pleasant and wonderful day. Goodbye.